So today I got a couple things I want to share with you. One, ZWaveOutlet.com is finally launched. Took way too long, I know that. It was a combination between the transition out of the military thing to my commitment to the installation business. I just had to put off ZWaveOutlet.com for a little bit. But it's launched, it's ready to rock and roll. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Would love feedback on it. The main reason why we're filming this video today is because of this guy. This is the brand new VeraPlus, the only one in our shop right now. This thing is due to release February 14th on Valentine's Day 2016. So a couple weeks away. Maybe a great gift, hint, to these ladies out there, or to the guy that buys his own Valentine's gifts, you know. So keep that in mind. Today we're going to be going over the differences between the VeraEdge and the VeraPlus. There's, you know, the actual footprint of it. We're going to be opening up the box so you guys get a first look at it. And we're also going to be talking about some things to consider with the added radios that the VeraPlus has. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so when we're looking at the VeraPlus here, just keep in mind that this is not a full retail package. So it may be missing accessories, instructions, and so on and so forth. This is definitely just the first look of it. So here's the VeraPlus. We can tell it's got the same build quality when handling it as the VeraEdge, and we'll go ahead and get the VeraEdge out here too so you can see the difference in size. Although it really shouldn't make a difference for the average user. Let's go ahead and take this out so you guys can get a better look. So the first thing you're going to really notice on this thing is it has two more status LEDs over the VeraEdge. Those two are right here. It's going to be the Zigbee and Bluetooth. Those are just the two new chips that they added in the VeraEdge. We'll go over that in a little bit. Other than that, everything else is the same by the looks of it on the outside, except again the casing. But you have a USB, you've got the Ethernet, you have a power, and then you also have a WPS and a Z-Wave button, and also your hard reset. And again, just comparing it to the VeraEdge, let's see here, same thing, just without the two more radios. So let's just do a quick little circle around here so you guys can see it. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get into the hardware. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and dive into the actual internals of the VeraEdge and VeraPlus. I want to show you the actual CPU differences between the two and the actual hardware, what's inside of these things. So we're jumping from a 600 megahertz processor to an 800 megahertz processor, and we're also doubling the RAM, so it's going from 128 to 256. So without a doubt, that right there is worth right now it's a $39.95 price difference. It will jump up to full retail, which is at $149.95. You can go ahead and pre-order this right now for $139.95 off of ZWaveOutlet.com. And that alone, without the extra chips on it, that alone is totally worth the cost to me. Your GUI interface is going to be so much quicker when you're adding plugins, navigating. The installation process is going to go by so much faster. It's just going to seem so much snappier. And we've seen that over the last couple of years, actually 6 years now that I've been working with Vera products. Every time they increase in their hardware, the user interface and the user experience is just so much better. So definitely worth the extra cost in that alone. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Zigbee and Bluetooth chips. So I've got a love-hate relationship for this, and it's because when you mix Zigbee and Z-Wave products together, they don't mesh. They don't create a mesh network. And Z-Wave, if you don't know, works off a mesh network where each device communicates with each other. That's the basics. There are, you know, stipulations to that statement, but that's the basics. Every light switch is going to repeat the signal to a further along light switch to make your whole home communicate with each other. So when we're adding Zigbee devices, people are going to get really mad when they have a VeraEdge and say they've got 50 Z-Wave products all the way around their home, and they've got one Zigbee device clear on the other side of the house, and it won't communicate with that Zigbee device. Well, that's a problem, because we have to create two mesh networks when you use the two radios. Two different radios, you have to create two mesh networks. Now, if you're just using a Zigbee device within, say, a 30 to 50 foot radius, you can only have one Zigbee device and you won't have any problem. But when you start trying to get out of that, and depending on the way your house is formed and the building materials, you could be running into some issues with just using one Zigbee device. So just keep that in mind. Also, kind of pigtailing off of that with Bluetooth, but typically the Zigbee and Z-Wave, the mesh networks, are going to be more of an issue than people realizing than Bluetooth. So just keep that in mind. So for this next little snippet, I'm going to use the VeraEdge box here. It says it supports 1200 plus devices, Z-Wave Plus compatible, Wi-Fi compatible, your mobile apps or whatever. Take all this and put it on this for sure, okay? But the last actually Z-Wave Summit that we attended, we're at probably 1400 plus Z-Wave devices now. So that should handle a lot of your needs. As well as Z-Wave Plus, totally, it's got the Z-Wave Plus chip inside of it. And a lot of people don't realize, but they're like, what is Wi-Fi compatibility? What is IP compatibility? And we get this phone call all the time. They're like, well, what do you mean we can use a Nest thermostat with our VeraEdge? Or what do you mean we can use the Philip Hughes bulb with our Vera? And the truth is, yeah, you can use all these devices. You can use Wi-Fi devices. So now you've got pretty much every IoT connected home, smart home device underneath the sun, you can control with a Vera platform. Now it has to have a plug-in, which most of the popular devices out there, someone's created a plug-in for the Vera platform. So to give you an example, again, the Hue, Sonos, the Wink, Nest, to name the big popular ones. But yeah, so you're not only going to be able to control all those Z-Wave devices, but you're going to be able to control all those Wi-Fi devices on both of these. And then you're also going to be able to add Bluetooth and Zigbee. Now, the Bluetooth and Zigbee support is probably going to be a little sporadic at first. We're not really sure exactly what devices are going to be supported right out of the box. Some of those devices may need some tweaking, some plug-in work. We're not really sure yet. But just think of all the different devices you're going to be able to control with this thing. It's astronomical. So that being said, now you've got more CPU, more power, and then you can control the other realm of devices out there. For 150 bucks, you can't go wrong. So that's going to wrap up our first look at the VeraPlus platform. The next video in this little mini series is we're going to take your current VeraEdge and upgrade it to the VeraPlus. That means taking all your scenes, configurations, devices, and seamlessly upgrading it to the VeraPlus platform. If you guys haven't already checked it out, please look at zwaveoutlet.com. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.